Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us today in today's live lecture coming to you from Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Oye Market Day in the 5th month of the Igbo lunar calendar called Onwano, and today's date in the Roman Catholic calendar is 5/22/2025. Remember, at Nkolo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally given common sense, which we call akonuche in Igbo language. And we are here to decolonize your brain, because most of the things that we see or we have been seeing and learning are information that were provided to us by our colonial masters. And that is why Nkolo Mahadum was established, so that we can package lectures and present them from Igbo man, from Biafran and African perspectives, how you should be seeing things, how you should be interpreting things to suit your own interest. Because everything that you're seeing or hearing from other cultures, be it America, be it Russia, be it China, be it India, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, they are protecting their own interests. That's why you must join us, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Go back to all our lectures, all the lectures we have delivered before. Go back and listen to those lectures. They were packaged and delivered from an Igbo man, Biafran, and African perspectives. Very, very, very important. And today, your lecturer again is Obiora Mba. And the title of our lecture today is The Analysis of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Trial of 5/21 and 5/22. That is yesterday, Wednesday, and today, Thursday, which happened in the Federal High Court, Abuja. And that trial of yesterday, 5/21, and today, continue to show that Nnamdi Kanu is winning. And Nigeria continues to wobble with evidence. Their evidence is shaking that they cannot be able to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. You know, before you can convict somebody in this colonial judiciary we are practicing in Africa, you have to provide evidence and prove beyond reasonable doubts. And in that case, Nigeria is wobbling. They are shaking. They are struggling with evidence and the answers that they are giving to in the cross-examination that are going on. And yesterday also, remember, at the Federal High Court, we have local government, a customary court. In local government, you have customary courts. In the state, you have high courts. In the federal, you have high court. So this is happening at the Federal High Court in Abuja, where Justice Omotosho is the one that is presiding over the case. And the prosecution counsel is led by Amowolo, who is a son, while Agabi, also a son, is the one leading the defense counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And before the court of yesterday started, the defense, the prosecutor, the leading counsel for the federal government, which is Adeboyega Amowolo, who is a son, he kicked against the request by Nnamdi Kanu family to be streaming, that is to be showing the trial on the TV and social media. They say no, they don't want it. And the prosecutor, Awomolo, also complained that Aloy Ejimako was exposing everything that is happening in the court in his social media handle. And the Justice Omotosho didn't like that. So he warned every party to stop, to desist from saying or exposing what happened in the court on their social media handles. And this brings me to question what Aloy Ejimako is still doing in the Nnamdi Kanu trial. What role is he playing now? Because from what is going on, with Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB have hired several SAN. They have so many SAN now representing Nnamdi Kanu. And Aloy Ejimako is not a SAN. So what is he still doing there? I think he has played his role. Now he's supposed to step aside and now see how he's trying to mess up the case again. Because that was the video he made last time where he was linking the activities of Simon Ekpa to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And here again in this trial where Nnamdi Kanu is winning, he is trying to make things worse for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He should leave the defense team. This is the time for him to exit because he's no longer worthy to be part of that defense team. And after that, after admitting the evidence not to stream the court proceedings online or on the on social media, the question started. And the first question was directed to the second witness. You know that second witness, PWBBB, that is the same person, the masked witness, whom you cannot tell whether whom he is. He's masked. He covered his face. And yesterday, importantly also, because of this live streaming, before we get to the questions, it's like they want to start a secret trial. A lot of people were not admitted into the courtroom yesterday. A lot of phone was also seized before that court started yesterday, which make us to believe that maybe they are now going into secret trial. How can you be using secret trial to try somebody that has committed no crime? In addition to the fact that the witnesses you are bringing are covered, they are like masquerade. So there is danger. The witnesses from the federal government are wearing masks, and now they are not allowing people and phone to get into the courtroom to witness what is going on. So danger is looming. And in yesterday's court hearing, it was Barrister Paul Irokoro. Paul Irokoro was leading the question yesterday on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And his first question to the masked witness is, do you know what is rendition? The witness says, yes. Yes, I do, but that's not how we operate. The witness says he knows what is rendition, but that's not how they operate. What does he mean by that's not how they operate? But that's what they did. Their hand is in the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illegally from Kenya to Nigeria. And now he's saying that that's not how they operate. That's how you operate. You see, he's not denying. Now the question continues from the defense team. So don't you know that it was the DSS that arrested Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya? Witness, I don't know who arrested him, but I am sure it was not DSS that arrested him. We are internal security agency. We don't operate outside Nigeria. So the witness is trying to say that it is not the DSS that arrested Nnamdi Kanu, that rendition Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, that they don't operate outside Nigeria, that they only operate in Nigeria. That's what he was saying. Now, the defense-led counsel continue with the question. That is Paul Erokoro. Continue with his question. You said that Nnamdi Kanu in 2020 incited IPOB to burn properties in Lagos during the NSAS nationwide protest. Can you tell us how many vehicles they burnt? The plate numbers of those vehicles, the models of the vehicles, and at least one person who participated in the burning. And also about the Lagos State High Court you claim that IPOB burnt. I put it to you to name the people that burnt it. So this question is about NSAS, about the vehicles that were burnt, whether they know how many vehicles, their plate numbers, the people that were involved, and the burning of the Lagos State High Court as well. Witness, I don't know, but they are following the order of Nnamdi Kanu. If you don't know, how then can you conclude that they are following the orders of Nnamdi Kanu? Which order? Nnamdi Kanu wasn't part of those that started the NSAS protests. It was the youth. Nnamdi Kanu is not part of them. So how can them now be following his orders? You can see that it doesn't add up. That is why we are thinking that the federal government evidence is wobbling, is shaking. It cannot stand any ground, and it cannot be able to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Defense team continues. You said that Nnamdi Kanu ordered IPOB to burn down police stations in Enugu and Ebonyi states, respectively. What are the names of those police stations? Witness, I don't know. The witness doesn't know the names of the police stations that were burnt in Enugu and Ebonyi. As he presented, it shows that the witness is not prepared. Because if the witness is prepared and mentioned and accused IPOB of burning police stations in Enugu and Ebonyi, he should know the address of those places, the name of those stations. He is not prepared. Next question. At this point, the defense team presented to the court the evidence of Federal High Court Umuahia order in 2022 that awarded 1 billion naira to Nnamdi Kanu for unlawful invasion of his home by the Nigerian army in 2017. So at this point, the defense team presented the court order that Nnamdi Kanu won against the federal government, how they invaded his house in 2017, where the court awarded 1 billion naira to Nnamdi Kanu, which have not been paid. It shows Nigeria is not obeying their court order. If they are obeying their court order, they're supposed to pay Nnamdi Kanu this 1 billion naira. As the court have said, it is Nigerian courts. Why is Nigeria not obeying their own court order? That is the problem. And that is the fear we have in this court trial that is going on now. Will they obey it? When the court say he's discharged and acquitted, as was done by the appeal court, are they going to obey it? So the defense continued. Are you aware that the Nigerian army invaded Nnamdi Kanu's home in 2017? And that period was when Nnamdi Kanu was meeting with some of the Southeast governors on how peace will return to the region. The defense was asking the witness whether he's aware how the Nigerian army invaded Nnamdi Kanu house while Nnamdi Kanu was having meeting with Southeast governors for peace and also getting ready for his court trial. Witness, I'm not aware. I only had it from Nnamdi Kanu. He is not aware about everything that is going on, both the invasion, both the killing of 28 people and the dog called Jack, and the lucky Nnamdi Kanu was lucky to have escaped those killings. He wasn't aware. The defense continued. Here, the defense team here presented to the courts the Umuahia Federal High Court judgment by Justice Benson Anya on the 19th of January 2022, which said that Nigerian military's invasion of Nnamdi Kanu's home is illegal and unconstitutional, and therefore awarded 1 billion naira compensation to Nnamdi Kanu to be paid in damages by the Nigerian government. They also presented 2 other court judgments to the court, which was from the Abia State High Court, Umuahia, and the other from Enugu State High Court. So the defense team also presented other court judgments that were in favor, that Nnamdi Kanu have won before against the Nigerian government to the court, which was admitted as evidence. So the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, accepted those judgments presented to him as evidences and named them accordingly in response. Mr. Witness BBB said that he was not aware of those judgments and that his job was to investigate the allegations against Nnamdi Kanu by the Attorney General of the Federation. Now, you can see that this witness BBB don't know anything that is going on about Nnamdi Kanu case, Nnamdi Kanu ordeal. He doesn't know anything. So if he doesn't know anything, why is it that he agreed and the federal government decided to bring him to the courtroom where he is clueless, doesn't know anything? And that's why we are saying that the evidence that the federal government have against Nnamdi Kanu is shaking, is wobbling. It cannot stand the ground, and therefore it cannot be able to be used to convict Nnamdi Kanu, because before you convict somebody, you have to prove your case beyond reasonable doubts. Now, further questions from the defense team. Defense team, are you aware that retired Nigerian Army General T.Y. Danjuma called on Nigerians to stand up and defend themselves because security forces sometimes collude with terrorists to attack the innocent citizens? Witness, I am aware T.Y. Danjuma said something like that, but I can't remember exactly what he said. He said that he's aware that T.Y. Danjuma, which is a retired Major General, have said that the Nigerian military collude. They work with the terrorists to attack innocent people. A whole retired general of Nigerian Army made that allegation that Nigerian military works hand in hand. They work with the terrorists to kill other people. And the witness is saying he had something like that, but he wasn't sure. Can't you tell that he's lying? He had it, he know what Danjuma said, and for Danjuma to say that has a very big weight. Defense team, are you aware that DSS boss Adeola Adetosin recently asked Nigerians to defend themselves against terrorists and bandits? Instance as given by the DSS boss during the comment was highlighted about how Azare community mobilized and retaliated against terrorists who came to kill them, and they were able to overpower the invading terrorists. The defense team further asked Mr. Witness whether he knew that it is the same thing their boss said that Nnamdi Kanu had been saying in his videos: kill those that came to kill you. So the defense team also want the witness and Justice Omotosho to know that even the DSS boss, Adetola Adetosin, recently asked Nigerians to defend themselves. Defend yourself when you are being killed, because if you don't defend yourself, you will be killed. And he used the Azare community, who mobilized against the terrorists, as an example. And they were asking him, what is the difference between what their boss, their DSS boss, said and what Nnamdi Kanu had been saying, that kill those that came to kill you? You can see, if your boss said that, the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu is saying, what makes it then a crime? What makes it a crime? Witness, I am not aware if the DSS boss said so or not. All I know is that what Nnamdi Kanu tells his followers is different from ordinary self-defense. He denied that he doesn't know what his boss said. And now this can even call to question whether this witness with a mask, whether he have even worked with whether he is working with the DSS. I mean, you are working with the DSS and you are not following the commentaries of your boss. You are not following anything that your boss is saying. This is ridiculous. Then at this point, the defense team requested for adjournment to enable them get the videos they want to play for the court as evidences. The trial team objected the motion for adjournment and requested that the defense team continues with their cross-examination. The court, however, granted the adjournment, but mandated that everything about Mr. BBB will be ending soon, or else the court will abruptly end it. Then the court adjourned to today's case, which is the 22nd. So this was what happened yesterday. The defense team called for adjournment so that they can get some videos they want to show the court. The prosecution counsel, led by Amowolo, objected, said no, they should continue, but Justice Omotosho granted their request to have the trial moved on until today. And so this brings to an end how the trial of Nnamdi Kanu went yesterday. And as you can tell from yesterday, the federal government is losing this case. They don't have concrete evidence. Their evidences are shaking, are not steady. They are running from mountain to valley. And so let's now come to what happened today. In today's trial, the same Justice Omotosho was the one in charge. Amowolo San, the lead counsel for the prosecution. Agabi, the lead counsel for Nnamdi Kanu Defense Counsel. Before this case started today, the judge made one important comment, that he wanted to place this case on accelerated hearing. He wanted to make this case fast. He wanted to deliver judgment on this case very, very fast, because I want it to close on time. The defendant has been in detention for so long, and soonest the court will go on vacation. He was telling them that he wants to end this trial as quickly as possible, that the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, had been in detention. What he failed to add was unlawfully, for so long. And soon the court will will go on vacation. So he wants to end this trial before the court goes on vacation. And then he said that he's giving them 6 days. He's giving the prosecution 6 days to bring all the witnesses they have. Even if they're up to 500, they should bring them within 6 days. If not, he will close their case. And let us see how he said. He said, remember, a human being is still in detention and away from his loved one. Nnamdi Kanu had been in detention in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement meant they kept only him in a room in the prison. They kept only him in this custody in a room. Only him in a room. That is solitary. Only him in a room. And his loved ones are not there with him. And this is very painful to Justice Omotosho. That's why he wants this trial to end as quickly as possible. Then he said, if you don't work with the duration spelled out for you, I will close your case and face that of the defendant. So he cautioned, he warned the prosecution, the Nigerian government, if they don't follow what he's saying, he will close their case and call on the defense team to present their own witnesses. So having said that, the second masked witness moves to the witness box for continuation of cross-examination. That is the witness, the same BBB masked with mask. Witness is the same person. Now, the defendant started their questioning. The first question, has the defendant's international passport been in your custody? Whether they are in possession of Nnamdi Kanu international passport. The witness, I don't know. Witness doesn't know whether they still have Nnamdi Kanu international passport or not. Second question, has the defendant ever traveled out of Nigeria? Witness, he told me he has. He has been to many countries. They were asking the witness whether he knows Nnamdi Kanu, whether Nnamdi Kanu have traveled outside the country before. He said he doesn't know, but Nnamdi Kanu told him. Well, he doesn't know that Nnamdi Kanu went to school in London. He doesn't know that Nnamdi Kanu had been living in London. And now, this is the type of witness that the federal government is presenting in this very, very important trial. Defense team, was the broadcast you presented made in Nigeria? Witness, I don't know. He doesn't know if the broadcast was made in Nigeria. If you don't know whether the broadcast was made in Nigeria, then why are we in court? Why are we in court? You have to be sure. You have to prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. Defense counsel, is the name Biafra? Hold on. Defense counsel, is the name Biafra proscribed? Masked witness, I don't know, but I know IPOB is proscribed. You don't know that the name Biafra is not Biafra was a country that existed from 1967 to 1970, and nobody proscribed it. And even IPOB was not proscribed. The federal government came to a courtroom with a judge they know and obtained that judgment. Expatriate means without Nnamdi Kanu representatives, without IPOB lawyers, they just bring that judgment out there like that. And since then, they have been challenged in their own courts to come and prove it, and they are running away from their own courts. So even IPOB is not proscribed by the federal government. It was our own brothers, our own governors, who want to show that they have power. that said that they prescribed IPOB. How can you prescribe IPOB? Indigenous people of Biafra, everybody is IPOB. If you prescribe IPOB, if you are a governor and you prescribe IPOB, you also prescribe yourself. Defense Counsel, after getting a letter from the former Attorney General, did you obtain a statement from the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Witness, I didn't get any statement and I didn't see any. After getting the letter from the Attorney General, Malami, they were asking him, did you get any statement from Nnamdi Kanu? Witness said they didn't get any statement from Nnamdi Kanu. I have to be faster here so we can finish on time. Defendant, the defense team asking another question. Do you have a report of the investigation? Second, masked witness. No. Masked witness, no. No. Do you have a report of the investigation? Masked witness, yes. This is his first yes. He said yes, that they have a report of investigation. Now, defense counsel asked them, may we see that report? Witness, I don't have it here. It's in custody of the federal government. You see, they don't have any reports because if they do, they will bring it in court to help them to win the case. So he's lying. Defense counsel, so you didn't conduct an investigation of the defendant. Neither did you obtain his statement, yet you project yourself as a witness. The witness answered, the investigation is immaterial. You see, he said that they had an investigation. When he was asked to bring it, now he said that it is immaterial. So if it is immaterial, why did you say yes? It's immaterial. It doesn't have any, it doesn't contain anything serious. You see? So they don't have anything. It's immaterial in this case. So why did he say yes? Defense counsel, did you make the video of any individual attached to this case? Witness, I made investigation with some people. Defense counsel, where is your report? Witness, I don't have it. There's no report, don't have anything. Defense counsel, did you see anyone carrying arms from the video you presented? You see anybody carrying arms? Witness, I don't know. Arms can be concealed, which means he didn't see anybody carrying arms. But you are seeing these Boko Haram terrorists, you're seeing the Fulani herdsmen carrying all these weapons. What have you done to them? Nothing. Defense counsel, did you identify anyone? Witness, I identify ESN, the famous Eastern Security Network. He said he identified ESN. Let us see how he identified ESN. Defense counsel, how did you know? Can you identify his face? Witness, I don't know, and I can't identify him personally. If you cannot identify him personally, why then do you say that you identify ESN? You can see that it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. That's why their evidence is wobbling. That's why they don't have anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's why they cannot win this case. Defense counsel, do you remember NSAS protest? Now he asking the masked witness about NSAS protest. And he said, yes, I can. Defense counsel, what was it all about? Second witness, he paused. He didn't know what the NSAS was all about. A whole DSS officer doesn't know what the NSAS was all about. Then the defense counsel moved towards the court to submit the document covering the investigation by Lagos State Panel of Inquiry after NSAS protest. So the defense counsel submitted the panel of report from Lagos State after the NSAS report. Remember, Lagos State conducted state of inquiry after the NSAS. So that's the report was what they submitted to the judge. And the judge approved and marked it as exhibit, and as an exhibit to be relied on. After making the investigation by the Lagos State Inquiry Team as an exhibit to be relied on by the defense team, cross-examination court. So after the judge accepted that NSAS report from Lagos State, then defense continued their question. Defense team, are you aware of the document did not indict IPOB? Are you aware of the document did not indict IPOB? What he's asking him here, is he aware that the documents from Lagos State did not indict, did not call IPOB name in their reports? And the witness says, I am not aware. Defense team, how long has the defendant been in your custody? Again, this question have come up before. He said, I met him in June. I don't know how long he has been in our custody. This witness doesn't know when they arrested Nnamdi Kanu, when he started to interview. He was part of the people that interviewed him, yet he didn't know when they arrested him and how long he has been in custody. Can you believe that? A whole DSS officer, a whole witness brought by the federal government don't have this information. That's why in this case, they don't have any evidence to win the case. Defense counsel, after receiving a letter from the former Attorney General, did you reply to him? Witness, I don't reply directly to the Attorney General, so I didn't send any reply. The Attorney General they're talking about is Malami. Remember, it was Malami during Buhari administration. Defense team, are you aware no report was made to the Attorney General? I am not aware. So the witness is not aware that after the Attorney General sent a letter to them, they didn't send any reply to him back. You see how they're working in Nigeria? You receive a letter from somebody, you will not write back to say, hey, I received this letter that you sent. There's no complete communication. That's why their evidence is incomplete. Defense counsel, do you have any recordings of people who said the defendant asked them to commit crimes? Do you have recordings of people who said that the defendant asked them to commit crimes? Witness, I don't have. Other witnesses will bring it. Defense counsel, before IPOB was proscribed, according to you, was it an illegal organization? Witness, no. When IPOB wasn't proscribed, it wasn't an illegal organization. There's never a time IPOB is an illegal organization. If you want to know whether IPOB is an illegal organization, give them a referendum to know whether they support what IPOB is fighting for or not. That's how you will know. IPOB is never an illegal organization. The people want it, the people like it, and so the witness also testify that. Defense counsel, do you know that IPOB members are not criminals? Witness, yes, they are not criminals if they don't commit crimes. Okay. The defense counsel was asking the witness, do you know that IPOB members are not criminals? And he said, yes, they are not criminals. They are not criminals if they don't commit crimes. Tell me any organization, any society, any country, any continent that you will not have few criminals in that society or in that organization. So IPOB members are not criminals. He testified to that. Defense counsel, you said you are an investigator. Witness, yes, I am investigator. Defense counsel, so why didn't you investigate IPOB members who are criminals? Witness, I didn't do any investigation. He didn't do any investigation to find out who amongst IPOB members are criminals. Of course, he said that if they commit crime. So why don't you carry out an investigation to find out those committing crime? The same investigation you should have been doing now in Borno, in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Sokoto, in Benue, in Plateau, even in Enugu, Ebonyi, Ondo, because this is where Fulani herdsmen terrorists have been kidnapping and killing our people. And people are running away from their homes. That's where you should be, and not wearing masks, testifying in a case you don't have any answer to any of the questions being asked to you. Defense Counsel, do you agree it is the duty of the federal government to provide security for her citizens? Witness, yes. Defense Counsel, has the government done that? Witness, yes, to the best of my ability. Now the witness is saying yes. Now he's saying yes to this one, even though he knows that many places are on fire in Nigeria right now. There's no day you wake up, there's no killing somewhere by Fulani herdsmen terrorists across Nigeria. And yet he's saying that the federal government is protecting her citizens. The Defense Counsel, do you have a proof of anything the defendant has said that is happening? Witness, like what? Defendant, like sit at home. Witness, I live in Abuja. There's no sit at home here. If I live in the East, I will still come out on Monday. So if you live in the East and there's somebody tell you they have sit at home and you can still come out, does it now tell you that even that sit at home that you think that they are declaring, that you can come out and walk freely? It's not actually a threat to anybody. You just asking people to sit at home instead of you to go out, stay at home, cook the best food that you want to eat and eat it at home instead of going out. Now, you as the witness have also testified that on that Monday, you can still go out and do whatever you want to do. And nothing will happen to you. And so many people too. So many other people come out that day too and do what they want to do and go freely and nothing will happen to them. Defense Counsel, the defendant said people should write their will. Do you know anyone who has written his will? Witness, no, I don't. Defense Counsel, do you have evidence of any individual who carried out supposed threats made by the defendant? Witness, I'm not so sure. Okay, if you don't have any evidence of any individual who carried out supposed threats made by the defendants, you said you are not aware of any individual. That means you don't have any case, which means there's no threat coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for anybody to do anything against anybody. Because if you are really an active, well-functioning DSS, you should be able to find all these things out. But you just confirm that there was none. So if there was none, what are we doing in court? Defense Counsel, is this not a proof that the so-called threats made by the defendant was ineffective? That's what it means. Witness, I don't know. But he just cleared that up because the sit at home, the threats were ineffective. If you can come out on Monday and go about your business without any molestation, so will some other people. So it is ineffective. And the witness says he doesn't know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's defense team presents a flash drive to strengthen the defense ground. It has been accepted and marked as an exhibit. So Nnamdi Kanu presented a flash drive which I wanted to play. Defense Counsel, that is the flash drive which they said they want to go and get yesterday before yesterday's adjournment. These are the videos that the defense team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted to go and bring. So now they have brought those flash drives for the video and then, given to the judge, and the judge accepted them as part of the exhibits, part of the supporting evidence against Nigerian government. So the question continued after that. I ask you to tell us the name of your Director General, and if you see him in video, will you recognize him? He was asking the witness. The witness says yes. The cross-examination process was paused, and defending counsel asked that the flash he is relying on as it be played in court. The president approves this request. So they've started playing that flash drive. The prosecution led by Awomolo counters the video being played by the defense team, says the man in the video is not Director General. The IPOB defense team wanted to play a video, but the Nigerian-led prosecutor Awomolo objected, said no, he doesn't want the video to be played, but eventually that video was played. But in that video is the DSS chief, the head of DSS director. The presiding judge says, overrules and stated it is not his duty to identify who the Director General is, but that of the witness. The judge was telling the prosecution led counsel Awomola to stop, that it's not his duty to say whether it is the DSS director or not. That is, it is the witness that is supposed to say so. So the video got rolling for everyone to view in the courtroom. A man was seen addressing the people. In his words, he said, if you are depending on the police for protection, you will die. Defense counsel, is this your Director General? Witness, no. Another video is playing. In this clip, playing, a man is seen addressing the people. He says everyone must come together to fight Boko Haram and restore peace. He says it is impossible to leave the fight for security agents alone. That's impossible. He calls for everyone to defend themselves, and the time to do it is now. Defense counsel, do you know who this man is? Witness, yes, the governor of Imo State. The governor of Imo State is the one saying that everyone must come together to fight Boko Haram and restore peace, saying that it is impossible to leave the fight for security agents alone. That is impossible. He calls for everyone to defend themselves, and the time to start is now. That is the Imo State governor calling on everybody to rise up and defend themselves. The same thing Nnamdi Kanu was telling our people. So what makes his own bad, and the one said by Uzodimma, right, and the one said by DSS Director Adeola, right, and the one said by Danjuma, right. Why then is Nnamdi Kanu own wrong? Defense counsel, yesterday you said the same governor accused IPOB of killing people in Imo State. Witness, yes. Defense counsel, do you hear him now saying the killings were not done by IPOB, but by opposition party? Witness, the governor did not mention names, because Governor Uzodimma came out and said that the killings in Imo State are not done by IPOB. It is being done by politicians who are against him. So it is political fight in Imo State that is leading to the killings going on, not IPOB. The governor exonerated, took IPOB away, took Nnamdi Kanu away from any killing going on in Imo State. Defense counsel. So they started to play another video, and the defense counsel continued. Do you know who just spoke? Witness, yes, T.Y. Danjuma. Now, the video of where T.Y. Danjuma says something about self-defense was playing, and the defense counsel continued to ask the witness, Do you hear him say, if we are waiting for the police to protect us, we will all die? Witness, yes. How is Nnamdi Kanu now different from what T.Y. Danjuma was telling Nigerians? Defense counsel, what can you say about his statement? Witness, it is not my job to interpret his statement, but you can interpret the one of Nnamdi Kanu, but you cannot interpret the one from T.Y. Danjuma. Don't you see that? It is hypocrisy. It is double game. You will not interpret the one said by Danjuma, but you are quick to interpret the one from Nnamdi Kanu. That is clear injustice. Defense counsel. T.Y. Danjuma said everyone should carry arms, right? Witness, yes. The witness even confirmed that T.Y. Danjuma said that everybody should carry arms openly, and nobody arrested him. Defense counsel, did your agency arrest him for making such a statement? Witness, I'm not aware. T.Y. Danjuma was never arrested for even 1 minute for making that statement. But here is Nnamdi Kanu, because he's an Igbo, because he's fighting for justice, because he's fighting for freedom, because he's fighting against the colonial masters. And you are indirectly working for the colonial masters. That's what you are doing. Defense counsel, what is the difference between Amotekun and ESN? Witness, Amotekun is recognized by law, but ESN is not. How can you say that Amotekun is recognized by law? Which law? And ESN is not? How you will know whether ESN is accepted or not is to conduct a referendum. Ask the people whether they like what ESN is doing or not. Conduct a referendum. That's the only way you can tell. You cannot stay in Abuja or in London and say that ESN is not lawful. Defense counsel, from the previous video clips we played, you had the governor of Imo State mentioning that politicians were killing. Is IPOB into politics? Witness, I am not sure. IPOB never indulge or involve or participate in politics, because they know that if they participate in politics, they will rig them out, because even elections are rigged. IPOB is not in politics. And Hope Uzodinma clarified that the killings were done by politicians, not IPOB. This is where the cross-examination ends, and the third witness called to move towards the witness box. This is where they ended to cross-examine the second witness, BBB. And the third witness was called towards the witness box, the third person. And this third witness also was wearing mask. This idea of wearing mask shows that something is fishy. Prosecuting counsel, our third masked witness is not ready for cross-examination. We plead that the court should give us time to prepare. So when the third witness was called upon to mount the podium for cross-examination, the lead counsel objected and pleaded, saying that he is not ready. You see why we said that the federal government case is wobbling? You are not ready, you're not prepared, you don't have any good evidence. And so they wanted to be given. So the presiding judge said, you must know that there is no going back of my previous accelerated hearing decision. The Justice Omotosho reminded the prosecution witness, the prosecution team, that his decision to end this trial as quickly as possible is still there. So whatever they are doing, any delay tactics they are using, they should know that he wants to end this case as quickly as possible. And then he ordered that the counsel from both sides pick 6 straight days, and if not, he will strike out the case, declaring the prosecution weak before the case. So he ordered the counsels of both the federal government and the Nnamdi Kanu to pick 6 days straight. So each one will go for 6 days. And if not done, he will strike out the case, declaring the prosecution weak. He will close down the case of the federal government, declaring it weak. We already know that it is weak by what their witnesses have been saying in the court. They have a weak case. They don't have any locus standi. They don't have enough evidence to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The judge went further to state, we cannot continue like this. Reduce your witnesses so this matter can end soon. So the judge warned Nigerian government, the prosecution team, to reduce their witness as quickly as possible so that this matter can end soon, because Nnamdi Kanu had been held illegally for how many years now? In solitary confinement without his family, and many high court judgments in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, blaming the Nigerian government and asking them to pay him 1 billion naira. And that judgment have not been obeyed by Nigeria. After much deliberation by both parties, days for accelerated hearing were taken. So after they deliberated, they now chose the following dates to continue. To May 28th, 29th, and then 6th, 16th, 18th, and 19th of June 2025. So my fellow Igbo men, my fellow Biafrans, my fellow Africans, this was how the cases of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu transpired yesterday and today. And you can tell from everything that is going on that the judge is now very, very, very uncomfortable the way the federal government is handling the case. They are slowing down the case. They are not prepared. Their case is weak. And the judge, Justice Omotosho, had begun to warn them to be fast. If not, they will close down their case so that Nnamdi Kanu legal team can move forward. So that he wants to end this case as quickly as possible. But the federal government is dragging their feet. They are dragging their feet because they don't have any sufficient evidence to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then why are we in court? Why don't you just release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally to go home and stay with his family and do whatever he's doing? Why are you wasting the resources, the mega resources? There's poverty in the land. Why don't you use this money for being used for prosecution, to build public hospital that people will go for free, to build public education that people will attend for free, to build public transportation that people can be riding for free? There are so many things you can do with this money being wasted in this drama being played at the Federal High Court. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. But we have to join us again in about an hour or an hour and a half. We have to do a lecture on the visit of the implication of the visit of South African president to America, where he met with Donald Trump. You see what they did over there. It's a lesson for African countries to stand firm, to try to be independent. You don't always go to somebody as a beggar. Each time you are seen as a beggar. African leaders should desist from such things. See how he was humiliated in the White House yesterday? So we're going to do a little lecture on that. So join us in that very, very lecture. Thank you for joining us. And we are also going to advise our people again to, just like T.Y. Danjuma have said, the DSS leader, director have said, Uzodimma have said, in Colum Hadam Wisdom University, we are also joining them to call on Africans, to call on Nigerians to defend yourself. And with this, we shall be bringing to this lecture. So, and thank you very much for joining us today, and have a very, very beautiful day. But also, don't forget to join us in our next lecture. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.